right. So guys, this is Linux. So Linux is a Unix-based operating system. So just like we have Windows, we have Mac OS. So Linux is also an operating system, but it has many distributions, just like we have for Windows also. We have Windows 10, Windows 11, Windows even the Windows 10, we have the Windows 10 Pro, we have the Windows 10 Enterprise. I don't know. We have many even with the Windows 10, we have Pro, we have Enterprise, we have Custom, we have a lot.
Mike,
What do you say?
your mic, we can't hear you audibly.
I guess that should be my network. I have to switch my network again. How about now?
You can manage it. There's no problem. Don't.
No, let me just switch the network instead. How about now? Like, should be okay now. So let me just share my screen. So I believe everybody can see my screen, right?
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. So basically, this is the Linux operating system, and this is Parrot operating system. So in your own case, you have Linux installed on your VM workstation, but in our case, this is a booted, like this is my main primary operating system. It is not hosted on any virtual machine. This is just my normal main operating system. So just like Windows, you replace the home key, you see something like this, and you replace the home key in your Linux. In your Linux, you see something like information gathering tools, web penetration testing, we have password attacks, we have so many things. So those are the things that you'll be using. But in the case of Parrot, you have the tools, but if you press your home button, you won't be able to see it. So now, basically, what we'll be talking about most will be the Linux command, like the terminal, because that is most where we will be working. Like that is where the interface we will get familiar with as time goes on. So we talk about the terminal. So, like the Windows also, it has its own terminal. The Windows terminal is the CMD command prompt, but in the case of Linux, we call it terminal. So you can use the terminal to navigate to anywhere you're going on your Linux. Anywhere you're going, let's just assume you want to open an application, you can use the terminal to open the application. You want to edit a file, you can use the terminal to edit a file. You want to go to a directory, you can use the terminal to do that. And the fun of it is, it's just like we normally believe that we are working on terminal. Someone else can't be able to read what we are doing. We already understand what we are doing, and that's one of the fun thing about cybersecurity. So that's working on the terminal, like it just be like a magic, but it's not a magic. It's just normal. This is not just graphical user interface. It's just like a command user interface. And the difference between the GUI and the CLI is one of them it is lightweighted. So if you are to open if you have to do a multitasking, like let's just say, like example, you want to write you want to work on a web document, and also you want to, at the same time you are on your browser, at the same time you want to perform so other things, you want to open your recording app, you want to open so many things, it's actually consume your RAM. But in the case of command line, you can do everything in just one application that is open. You can perform everything with just the command line, like the terminal. With the terminal, you can perform everything that you are doing. So that is one thing about GUI and the. So if you have a limited RAM, let's just assume that you have a 4 gig RAM. Instead of you to consume all is opening multiple application. So you can actually reduce the weight by using the terminal, and that's the power of the terminal. And the terminal is even faster. It is 10 times faster than the GUI. Anything you are doing on the terminal is actually fast than the GUI. So basically, so for today's class, we're talking about the file system. Yeah, because there is nothing we want to talk about Linux. You need to understand what the file system is all about. You need to understand, okay, this is the file system, this is the structure of the file system. So if you go to your Google and okay, for this case I'm using doc. So just say Linux file system. Let me go to the image. So you see so many images here, right? You can see so many images. So just double click this. No. Okay. It's not going actually. Let me choose this. Alright, so Linux file system. One thing I would like to tell you again about Linux is everything in Linux is a file. Everything in Linux is a file. So whenever you open Linux, don't just go and delete anything. Anything that you delete in Linux, it's a file. And the file are very, very essential because that is the file structure. So when I talk about the file system, we have all of these in the file system. We have the user binary, we have the SBIN, which is the system binary, we have the etc, where the configuration files are being stored. Like if you install any application, the configuration file, you can find them in the etc, and then the dev, which is the device files. So if you plug in any devices on your system, you can see the devices file here. Then we have the process information. I told you the last time that Linux is more like a server, so everything is a process. So if you are running, like let's just say for example, you open an application or an application is running in the background, all the process information about the files that is running in background or the one that you are currently running are being saved in this prop. Then we have the variable files. The variables files are just more like the command that we are using in the Linux. So those are the variable files. And then we have the TMP, which is the temporary files. Then we have the user program, the program that are already installed on your Linux. These where you found them. And then we have the home directory. The home directory is for the users that you have on your system. And then we have the bootloader files. The bootloader files is where your bootable files. When you put your system, when you turn on your system, this is where the files that get your system booted, this is where they store. And then we have the system libraries also. Then we have the optional add-on applications, which is the OPT. Then we have the mount directory. The mount directory is also like if you are mounting a new device or a flash drive or an SD card on your system. So the mount directory is where you have them. Then the media file, which is the removable devices. Then we have the service data, and there is one more, which is the root. There is a directory called just more like the owner of the system. It's just more like an administration. In Windows we have the normal user and we have the admin. So in Windows we have the normal user and we have the admin, but in Linux we have the normal user and we have the root. So the root is just more like the admin. So then let me just go to the terminal. So if you open your terminal, you will see that you have your name. I have #@ here. So if you see something like this $sign here, right? If you see something like this $sign, it shows that you are in your own directory. And this dollar sign, we call it tilde. It means that you are currently in your own directory. So once I change this now to cd dash and I enter, so sorry, this is actually mean that you are in your own directory. This sign here, I don't know the sign, we call it tilde. Sorry, this tilde shows that you are in your own directory, and this dollar sign shows that you are not a root user, you are just a normal user. But this tilde actually indicates that you are in the own directory of any user. So which user am I in? Which is the pointer. So I'm currently in the own directory. So if I say cd dash, so now it shows that here I'm in my root directory. This is called the root what? The root directory. This is called the root directory. So if I do ls, let's say for example, I can actually open this with my file here. I can open this with my files. So I can navigate through it, but for us to be able to navigate through it, you can see the whole directory here. So if I actually want to go to other location, I can see the other location here. I have my network and everything. So this is normal, like how we get familiar with it on the Windows environment, but in Linux, you can actually do that with the terminal, like switching. That the root directory, we call it the root directory. If you see something like this, you show that you are in the root directory. So if you actually want to view all the directory or all the files in the root directory, the command you are going to use is called ls, which is called the list, just for you to list. So list is not a command, but it is ls. So if I said ls, we can see now that I have the bin here. I have the bin, which is here. I can see the user binary. So I have the etc here. This is the etc. Don't know why my screen is just like this. Let me see if I can. Re-edit it. Okay. All right. I believe it's okay now. But let me see if I can change the background. It's okay now. Guys, I should use it a little bit. Yeah, so you can see the binaries, you can see the there, which is the device, the O. So for me, I can navigate through everything. Like I can navigate through all of these that I have here. So we have the MNT also, we have the proc, we have the run, we have the service data, we have the temporary files, we have the variables, then we have the boot, we have the etc, which is the configuration file. So you can navigate to everything. So if you actually want to navigate to any directory, you can simply use the word cd, which means change directory. So that's the meaning, change directory. So you can use cd. Then if you type cd, so cd, which directory you want to navigate to, you can say, okay, let me navigate to the etc. So I'm now currently in the etc. You can see now that I have the etc here, right, which is the configuration file. So you can set ls. You can see a lot of files here. So a lot of files have been found here. You can see you have the add user config. So these are like I said, that all your configuration files. So if you add any users to this system, the information about that user will be here, which is the adduser.conf. So the dates and time, all your configuration, everything that is making your system. That is why I said Linux, everything in Linux is file. You don't just tamper with it, you just leave it as it is. You don't run it. So we have the etc. So if you actually want to go back, you can see now that I'm at the etc directory. So if I want to go back to the previous directory that I have, you can say cd, which stands for change directory, and you can put in 2 dots, which is dot. Then if you hit enter, you can see now that it has changed etc back to this. So if I actually want to go back to the previous one, I can say dot. So this is the last directory. So if I actually want to go back to my own directory that I was before, which shows the tilde sign, I'll just say cd wherever you are. If you say cd, you can see now that you are back to your own. So if I set ls in my own directory now, you can see now that I have the desktop directory, I have the download, I have the music. I'm not. I think again this is okay. Yeah, so this is nice now. So you can see now that I have, once I type ls, I have the desktop, which is for me to command for me to list in my own directory. I have the desktop, I have the documents, I have the download, I have the music, I have the pictures, and I have, so that go to every directory. Let me see document. And so you can use the word document. You can see now that I am now in my document. So you can say ls. You can see now that here I have abcctl, I have qactl, I have htb, I have the ball, I have the instinctor, I have the honor, then I have so many files. So you can see now that this shows blue color, and when it gets to this point, it shows a red color. So the difference between them is, this is a directory, this is a folder that have files in it, but this is a file. This is what? This is a file. That is why the color actually changed. So this is a file, but these are what? These are folders. These are what? These are folders. So for you to actually know very clearly, so there is a command in which you can actually know that, because sometimes the color might be similar. So for you to actually know on the terminal that, okay, which one is the file and which one is the directory, so which one is the folder, you say this dash al. So this command actually shows that should list everything, even the hidden directory or the hidden files on this terminal, on this folder. It should be listed. So you can see now that it shows them in another way, and it will show you that this is the owner of it. So you can see now that anything that starts with D, right? Just know that it is a directory. So anything that starts with D is what? Is a directory, and anything that starts with this dash here is a file. And I want us to keep note of this, because when we get to the privilege escalation, this is very, very essential. You can actually navigate to actually escalate your privilege from one user to another user. This is what? This is a directory. Anything that starts with D is a directory, and anything that starts with this dash is a what? Is a file. So you can see the difference now. So let me just go back. I can say, okay, let me go back to my own directory. I can say cd dot dot. You can see now that I'm now in my I'm now in my own directory, which shows the still that I say ls. So let me go to cd download. So if I said ls list, you can see now that I have multiple. So let me know which one is the file from this dash. If I use this dash l also, you can see now that you have this dash l also, but I just prefer that I use ls dash al. So it's still similar. So because this one will actually shows the directory first, followed by all the files. So you can see now that I have this directory, this directory is the directory, and these are files, and you can see something like xr then x. So we are still coming back to that. These are very, very essential also. We are still coming to that. It actually means read, write, and execute. Which actually means read, write, and what? Execute. And it is in three phases. We have this first phases, then the next phases, and then the last phases. So before I explain that, let me just know, okay, I'm in the own directory and I have Pornstar. So I don't know which user I'm actually working on, like, okay, which user is this? So for you to know which user you are currently using the terminal, because sometimes you might have multiple users. So for you to know that, okay, this is the user I'm currently working on, I can set ID, and if I set ID, you can see now that this is the what? This is the user ID. You can see the user ID 1000, which name is what? Pornstar. You can say, okay, this is Pornstar. Then the group ID also is 1001, which is Pornstar. Then the groups also is Pornstar. So this is the user ID. The user ID is 1000, which name is Pornstar. The group ID 1000, the groups 1000. So these are my I can run 27 files as sudo. I have 29 audios. I have 44 videos. So I have connected to 120 Bluetooth devices. So those are the user that I'm currently working on. So for you to know that, okay, so because sometimes you might not be able to see this. You might not be able to see this download here. You can just see something. You might change the directory and you won't see the download. For you to know that, okay, which directory I'm currently working on. So the command to do that is pwd, which is the power working directory. You can see now that, okay, present working directory, so which stands for present working directory. So you can see now that I'm currently in home. So in the home, I'm in Pornstar directory, and I'm in the download directory of Pornstar. So that is that about checking the current directory that we're currently working with. So the next command that we are going to look at is we've checked about the cd command. We talk about so we have so many tools, right? We have so many tools. Let's still go to search, or you can click on this menu, show application. You can see so many applications that I have there. You can see all the applications that I have. Lots of applications. So let's say, for example, you want to open an application, but that will be your first time of you opening the application. So you can actually read the manual of the application. Let me just say, okay, let's just consider I have this application here. I have this application which is Medusa. So I don't know the functionality of Medusa. I don't know how I can use Medusa. So for me to actually know how I can actually use Medusa is I have to go to my terminal, and there's one command called man, which stands for what? Manual. So man Medusa. So if there is manual for Medusa, you can see now that you can see the usage of Medusa. You can see now that, okay, Medusa is a parallel network login auditor. So you can see the description application here, and you can even see the message. Okay, if I want to use this file, if I want to use this application, I have to have what? I have to have target or host name, which we start for -h, then you provide the IP address. So for you to read the file, that's H, capital letter H, which will help you to read the address. Then the user name, that's you. So the user files the target, so you can come down to see so many things about this application. You can read, so it's not like if you want to, if you are new to a software, you can go on to do the documentation. So for Linux, if you are getting started with a new or you just installed a new application, you can simply do what? You can simply type the man which is man. So you can say man, like the ls for man, you can say man ls. Also you can see the manual for ls. So you can see that it says that name ls list directory content. So it's showing that okay, list -a, which is list all. You can see all the switches. We actually call all of these switch. So we actually call all of these words switch. We call them switch. So you can see everything about so you can see now that -a that you use the long listing format. You can see so many things. So you can just maybe type man and you maybe see the manual. So that's about the man command. So if you actually want to change user, you can say su. So I don't know how many users I have on this system. So for me to know how many users I have on this system, I have to go to cd-o. So I'm currently in my own directory, right? I'm currently in my home directory. So if I said ls, you can see now that I have # here and I have John, right? So if I actually want to change user to John, I simply say su, which changes user. You can say okay, man su change. You can see. So su is a command with substitute user. It should actually allow us to substitute users, to change users from one user to another. So basically, the user I'm currently on now is #. So if I actually want to change this to John, I'll say su John. It's asking for password, so I'll just have to type the password. And you can see now that I'm currently working with what John. You can see now that this has changed. So I'm now at John at #. So the second # that I have here is my domain name that I already set while I'm installing this application. You can see when you're installing your Linux, it's asking you for domain. So this is my domain name. So you can see now that I have John. So if I say ID now, you can now see that the user ID is now what? Because here I'm working with # initially here. It shows that this is user ID and it shows that this is #. So for now, I changed to John and I said ID. So it shows that okay, the user ID for John is 1001, and from here you can see now that from user ID poster is 1000. From here is now 1001. Then the group ID is what? The 1002. Then the groups is what? The 1000 is also 1002 for John. Then you can see the name here, right? John. So let me switch back to #. So I'm going back to #, and I said ls, and I said ID now. You can see now that I'm actually back to #. So the next command we are going to look at is how to copy a file from one directory to another directory, because it's very, very essential. Let me just see the #. You can see now that I'm actually in the home directory of what? Home directory of Panda. And if I say cd-home here, right? cd-home, I said ls, and then from Panda I want to just navigate to John directory. John. Currently, it doesn't change to this tilde because the user that I'm currently on is John. Is pound star John. So let's change user to John and see the difference now. John. So I'm now with John. So if I say cd dash all, then cd pound star, you can now see that I have pound star. So from John I can access pound star files, and from pound star I can access John file also. So but there are some files which I'll be restricted for me to see based on the privilege pound star or John have set on those files. So before we go down to that, because that will be when we're talking about sudo command and the privilege escalation part, so that will be in our next class. But for today I'm just going to show us how some little command we can actually use to navigate around. So sorry guys. Shit. So now I have ls. So I'm currently with John. Let me change user back to pound star because John will be restricted to run some command. So it's password. Now I'm back to pound star. So if I go back towards my document and I said ls, let's just assume that you see this file, right? Let's just assume that you see this file that is here. I want to copy this file from document to download. So this file is actually in document, right? So I want to copy it to download instead of me to go down to this file and started copy and paste. So you can do that like in the command, which is the command cp, which is used for copy. So what's the name of the file? You have to say cp, then the file name, which is open. So when you want to copy it to, I want to copy it to the home directory. Which home directory? I want to copy it to pound star directory. You need to specify that pound star. So this file now, when it says cp, open the file, then it will now check, it will go to the O. So in the O, if there is this folder, it will go to the pound star. If there is no folder there, it will say that, okay, let me just say pound star. Then where do I want to copy it to? I want to copy it to desktop. So you can see the file structure. From the O, we go to the pound star and you can simply press tab for you to know where you want to copy the files to. So you can see that if you press tab, you can see that, okay, where do you want to copy the files to? These are the available listing of this. So you can just, on this directory, so you can just say desktop. So you then able to copy these files to the desktop. So this file is almost like a gig file. This file here is almost like over a gig, like over 1 gig of files, and you can see the short period of time it took for you to get copies from this document to desktop. So if I go back to there, if I go to desktop now, so if I go to cd desktop and I say ls, and you can see the file now, the file that I copied from download. The file that I copied from download, I can see it, and it just shows you that's one powerful thing about the terminal. So it helps you to do your tasks very quick. So the next command we're going to look at is the mv, which is the move command. So you can actually move this file from document. Let me just move this file from document down to my videos this thing. So I just say move mv, which stands for move, and I said open. You can see now that it's open. I just use tab to complete the files. So open, then the don't forget the home directory, then the pound star directory, then the videos. So it's actually new from. So if I go to my, if I go back to my videos now, right? So you can see now that I have it here, right? You can see now that I already have it. And if I check my document, I don't have it here again. You can see that the file is no more because I've already moved it. So you can use the terminal to copy and move files. So how about if you want to create a file with the Linux command? So you can actually do that with your editor. So there are various editors that comes along with Linux, but one of the major, like one of the core editor that we have on Linux is the Vim editor and also the Nano editor. So you can use this editor to write any programming language, just more like your the virtual studio code. So you can use this editor to write the Python code. You can use it to write a C++ code. You can use it to write a Rust code. You can use it to write a Golang. So you can use it to write so many things, and you can use it to write just normal text. It's just like you have to specify the extension. You know, if you're writing a program to Golang, the extension is just usually .go. So if you actually want to save the file, you can save it as .go. So let me just say, okay, I want to create a new file here. I can say nano. So there are several ways for you to do that. If you want to create a file, you can say echo archives. So they say echo archives. So it will return this for you, right? It will return hello archives for you. So if you actually want to save this word into a file, you can say echo. Then you can specify this sign, these two sign. Then you can say file.txt because this is a text file. So if I say ls now, you can see now that I have my file.txt. So if you actually want to read the content of this file, you want to read the content of the file. So for you to read the content of the file, you can use the cat command, cat file. So you can see now that I have this file.txt. You can see now that because I use the cat. So the cat command is just for you to print out, because most of us are familiar with Python. So for you to like print in the print statement that we have in Python. So in Windows, we normally use the cat command, cat file.txt. So let's just assume that I want to edit a Python file. I can say nano. You can use the nano editor that I said, or you can use what the Vim editor. But I will advise you as a beginner to start with nano, so for you to get familiar. So let me say let me just assume that I want to write a Python program now. So I can say nano example. So you need to specify .py. So let me just say print syllabus. You can see that it's actually changing. So it's actually the nano editor actually understand that. Okay, the extension you provide actually understand that. Okay, yes. So actually for us to get started, but we're still coming there for the editor to understand that okay, this is a Python code. You need to write something like this. Then bash, then Python. So the system will actually understand it better now that this is a Python code. But for this case, let me not confuse you guys yet, because we are still coming back. We are still coming to that. So I can say this with what? Control S. Just Control S. You can see now that it's showing that writing to 2 lines. So if I actually want to exit it, I will say Control X, which is, you can see the exit here, Control X. So if you want to get F, you can see Control G. If you want to write out, if you want to read the file, Control R. If you want to replace backslash. If you want to create anything, Control Z. Control V is used to paste, but you can actually use Control V also. You can use Control V also. You can use, so if you want to justify, you can use Control J. So many things with the Nano editor. You can see now that I have GI, and the version of my new editor is 5.4. You can see GNU Nano 5.4. So if I say I've already saved it, let me create it, and if I say cat example, you can see now that this is the content in it. So if you actually want to run this, you can actually run it with making it executable, but we're still coming back to that. I just showing you how you can create a file and how you can read out a file, right? So there are so many commands. There are so many commands in Linux. So actually I've already segmented, but I let the file that I segment everything in my Windows machine, so I was unable to access it from my Power to OS. So so basically I won't be able to go through most of the command. Then since we have the class on Monday, so we can continue from where we stop, because I believe most of us must have been bored by now because of how strange those commands and everything is looking to us. So, but I promise you guys on Monday is going to be more exciting, because I'll make sure that all my lab and everything is already available, because it's almost an hour and 30 minutes now, and I also have some other classes that I want to attend to. So guys, if you have any question, just prompt me.
Ya